comfort on the international stage and then get towards consistency. And I think here, you got to tick in the box.
We'll find out. Couple seconds now until we dive back in. Yes, T1's comp certainly draws my attention. Curious for sure, but it wasn't the compositions, it wasn't any of that that really worried me before with T1. It was some of those kind of post-plant scenarios, those 2vx's and mistakes being made. They have to correct that, and for FUT, I mean, yes, they managed to best them before, but it certainly wasn't ideal. Clean enough, but let's start this up. FUT on the defensive side, T1 on the attack, and already a simplistic start towards the B site. And a captain still unmoved and unchallenged with 2 big picks off the back of the frenzy. Sire player trades it, but a lot of damage done.
A 4v3 here in favor of FUT. Spike not down just yet. T1 hoping maybe to catch a player overstepping the mark, but Sire at 20 HP. We'll be able to get too aggressive here. Carpe looking like he wants to lead the charge. The fall in, catches sight, but no exchange of damage just yet.
You can see the discipline with FUT here, not overextending. You could understand the want from T1 to try and get this back to a 3v3, but now they start to encroach towards the site. The sound of the spike calls them forward, and FUT are clearing through, leaving it all to Ban. And a nice little adjustment. He's got to get a move on here. No eyes on the spike plant, so he has to try and be relevant to this, and he can't be. Cracks starts off perfectly, shutting down the round. FUT with the first. T1 unable to make much more of that.
No, and I think you come back to the same discussion. The damage there on site, really, he's the one that you want to see get aggressive in that situation. Carpe desperate to try and clear towards elbow, but fortunately, so Mr. Fallen just holding a very tight angle, able to spot that out and disengage really effectively there.
Again, if you roll your mind back to, as this being the rematch, the initial time they met, Cracks was outstanding as well. Highly impactful, really pivotal to FUT.
I mean, I think he is the mover and the shaker of this roster, to be honest with you. With Kiwi, we know where the peaks lie, what he can achieve, but alongside, I mean, players like Atta, who have just been solid as a rock throughout. Cracks really does become that swing factor for FUT.
And curiously enough, I kind of put that in the hands of the likes of Ban when I look at T1. Whenever I see him play well, it always kind of echoes throughout the results for T1. But as it stands here, I'm looking at kind of Carpe, Sire, seeing what they can do. This round probably not going to be the one to write home about for them. One Frenzy, one Ghost, and the rest on Classics, and it's comfy for Cracks. Catching 3 on the way through. They're going to note these footsteps. And a captain going to know all of this, but the angle from Sire player is very good. Punishes out a captain, and now with that Bulldog, there's a chance in this. The C's not got quite enough to catch him fully. And closed down on by Kiwi. Leaving it all on Zeta. Ain't got a chance. A little dicey with that Bulldog falling to hand, but put back into place.
Yeah, the upgrade nearly paying off for T1, but well handled. Strength in numbers by FUT on the way back through. Only 2 casualties. Well, here, yeah, 2 Spectres and the Bulldog carried across. But damage done, and the plant comes through, so it's going to bolster T1's purchase just a little bit. Sire already 3 away from the Blade Storm. Father Ultimates getting close, but Cracks on the other side of things, 6-1 right now. No command available here.
Yeah.
But again, with this inventory, I question the investment if it does come through.
We'll see if maybe FUT can be a problem for T1. This is the best chance so far for T1 now. That lovely purchase. No ults to complement, but that's fine. Kiwi going anti-flash to take the space, finding no contact. Might decide to cheat the additional player back towards B, but again, we're seeing a slower approach from T1. And curious enough, in their interview after this game, Autumn shouldering a lot of the blame. They're saying he was the one to put fault towards. They weren't prepared enough, not ready for FUT, maybe underestimating them a little bit. See if he's been able to do the work this time.
We can question the prep, sure, but I'm kind of with you. It came down to some situations where the fundamentals, the decision-making was ever so slightly off. T1 trying to feign a little bit of presence towards B. Will potentially draw Cracks.
Well, he's the big one, isn't he? He's got the Bulldog, so if he goes, they've kind of got what they wanted here. Very deep hold, though, from Kiwi and Moj. So this should allow entry towards the site. This is enough utility. It should be ringing the alarm bells.
There's going to be a possibility to find any damage here. The plant will come through. And T1 able to actually drift away from site pretty comfortably as well. You already see on the minimap. Zeta set up outside showers. Does have a snake bite as well as a late round piece here.
Yeah, this is going to be a very difficult post plant for FUT to try and break through. Ban, kind of first man forward in this. Starting to flood towards the site though, getting a little bit of pressure. Gotta be careful, held back behind the smoke, and do they get a half? That's what I'm questioning here, and they absolutely do. Someone, can they stop this, please? Someone stop the defuse!
When the timing of the null command comes through, they can't invest any utility towards site here. And out of nothing, FUT find a third defusal. I mean, even here it lines up perfectly. Cracks falls in an null command. He's body blocking a lot of this damage that comes through.
Oh, that's gutting. That is gutting for T1.
Daylight robbery.
Absolutely. Bonus, yeah, tick in the box. Not how I expected it either. And this is when you start getting those worries from that previous game. You're feeling put out of place slightly, but now all online for FUT. You have the orbital strike in captain's pocket, but beyond that, you're looking at what's on the verge here. Carpe nearby, Sire player not far off, Zeta as well. Munchkin 3 away. A lot more intent put towards long now. Sire player looking to try and make that entry happen. Again, noted on the desk for his brilliance and what he can achieve. Bit of a bulldozer when he goes in, but again, already Kiwi's going to remove the lurking element that T1 might have been trying to bank on. That now gone, this proves a little bit of an issue, bigger picture.
Yeah, removing Zeta really removes any slow pressure they can build up towards A site. Problem being, T1 actually positioned. Sire not spotted, but kind of regardless. Well,
shoulder.
Yeah, confirmation there from Mr. Fallen.
Not given any opportunities here. You can see T1 stalled out here. Yes, the re-smoke, but again, the layering of the utility, keeping track of them, and with no lurk, there's no worry in the back of their minds. They can keep 3 players on the site. Nothing is being pulled away. They can creep back around, but look at the time. It's 35 seconds. They're going to be walking in blind towards A. No idea of what's going to be waiting on the other side.
30
Already
seconds
pings
left.
on the map. This looks like the end destination. Flash is ready to go, but it's only one. Does connect. That's going to be Moj. Kiwi unaffected so far. A TP taken. They're trying to bait this out, but look at it. Orbital strike towards long. They can focus their attention towards the drop out through window. Fallen going to note the players. Any pressure coming forward. They're being stalled out again and again. 10 seconds now, and it's a slaughter. T1 need to fight back, and they need to do it now. The spike's still down. They have 0 chance here. Sire player just wants to try and stay alive, and he barely gets to slip away. Does he get to keep the gun? Kiwi doesn't get him. Here we go. Sire player should be able to keep the rifle, but Mike, there's problems here. I'm waiting for a timeout for T1.
Yeah, I mean, the approach in the first few can't really fault. Obviously, with FUT getting on the board early, but here it's Zeta just overstepping the mark, and this is the question mark, right? This is the doubt that T1 tried to plant with this composition, and we see many teams try to. When that piece is removed so early, it allows FUT total freedom. Again, you even see here that straight away the decision is Kiwi heads all the way up towards heaven. He knows that second piece of utility to deny information is removed. They can run rampant with the operator.
This could be the burst piece, though. Are they going to try and shift? Oh, wow. Kiwi, light work on Sire player there. Yeah, messy stuff. But are not falling for any of this. They may get a plant, but they've had plants before. The only difference this time is that Carpe's found Moj. Now a little bit of a heat up here. Pushing forward. Ban coming online. Catching 2 and giving them a chance. Note the HP, though, still a little low, still a little vulnerable. They can stabilize for now. With a tap on the spike, though, they're going to draw the attention in. They've got to deal with it this time. They had no idea. They
didn't know
he was seized. Ban was seized. They had no idea again! This is horrific to watch as T1 are being toyed with.
It's rough. It's a high-pressure situation there, but as soon as the smoke's covering the spike, even though the audio's been cut, somebody has to hard clear it, but remaining members of T1. Maybe we can really get a solid grasp on that. That's another one that FUT have just stolen from under their noses.
Yeah, this is worrying times. But let's look at the, I don't want to say bright side. Let's look at least the ults coming in. Yeah, we're clutching the straws on this one. But they at least have ults here, T1. And FUT are getting aggressive. Look at this! Disrespectful almost! Taking the fight to them. No fear facing T1. They've already crushed them in the opening rounds. Why not make it worse?
We talked about form, but these are the sort of confidence plays that as soon as FUT establish themselves, have a familiar opponent, you expect them to start making. We're already seeing examples of that in the first 6 rounds here. Zeta identified once again.
And they found the secondary player as well. The only one missing is going to be Munchkin. Might be falling with a jump spot eventually. Yep, there it is. So all 3 players have been identified. FUT don't need to overdo anything. Maybe pull the additional player after just spotting the second, which has been the response. Dragging over Kiwi. See the Spike trying to move on the other side of the map towards A, trying to join up with Zeta, who's taking a little bit of space. He does have the ult. The flash does not connect, but he wants to take the fight. Takes down Cracks, plays in Moj, and now the 1v1 on the site. It's critical. He's got support from Shower. That might change things. This is still not good enough. Mike, this is going from bad to worse. They are looking lost here.
T1 unable to really, convert advantages in situations where they can find it. I'm talking about finding a 1v1, right?
Yeah.
And winning out in that regard. It's just not happening so far. FUT are in the driving seat. And finally, we're going to see T1 pump the brakes a little bit. Call a timeout. So you have plenty of options here. You noted, obviously, the ultimates, the silver lining of this current scoreline at 6-0, but I gotta say, these rounds aren't really even coming down to it.
No, and again, roll your mind back to some of the interviews we've seen with FUT after their games. They were talking about the lack of consistency, or maybe their attacking side, certain elements. But if they continue in this way, having 6 to the name already, and not looking like that's really going to be stopping anytime, so yeah, appreciate you. Thanks for saying it. I don't have to. Yeah, it's rough. But still, with that in mind, with FUT being able to carve such a good start here in such a confident manner, putting T1 in this position, this is going to alleviate any of those stresses of maybe having that, little bit of an inconsistency that they've spoken about, that they're trying to work on. Always the last thing to fall in line for teams. So T1 need to be disruptive now. It probably had to happen a couple of rounds ago. We need a little bit more from them.
If you look at the bankroll that's already built up as well.
Yeah.
FUT comfortable in terms of the purchase and actually back on the brink of some ultimates we've already seen invested at pivotal moments so far in this half. 1 off the orbital strike, 2 away from the pit as well for Moj. Kiwi on the showstopper also. So do you want to see T1 formulate a plan now around these ultimates? Problem being, we've got rifles in, the Stingers here, yes, but it's 2 Bulldogs and a Sheriff. T1 trying to ride this out and do as much damage as possible, but at this point we talked about the cushion. It's not really going to impact FUT too much.
No, let's see what the plan is from T1 coming into this. So for FUT, they're going to be taking Shower control, a high priority place for them. On the other side, a very deep hold. Look how far back T1 are sitting here, maybe expecting this aggression that we saw dabbled with before, and it's rewarded. Lovely heads up work from Munchkin, at least going to catch one, and kind of, I guess, quell some of that confidence from FUT, at least in this round.
Oh, overzealous as well. The Prowler did come through from B long on the back of Mr. Fallen, but there wasn't really. Yeah, I was going to say there wasn't a double swing. Now we're seeing it though.
And that's clean.
Got your trail.
Now with the burst on short, this is going to be a little uncomfortable because they can get pretty close towards site. Cracks respects it enough to slip away. Noting 2. Pops the ult, doesn't connect as well as he'd want. They want to get that plant down. They're trying to find a fight here. That's pretty risky. Kiwi forced to the back of the site. The swing comes in and line up. Ban can only do so much. Finds one but falls. And now it's down to Sire player and Munchkin, the Bulldog and the Sheriff. And look at the positions here. Maybe Sire can play, can beat the difference. Faker. Oh, he's caught. They can't catch a break. Nothing is going right for them. And it's a quick dash, and it's just praying that they win the fight on the side. But look at
30 seconds left.
Look at the position. Look at this reposition.
He's waiting for this.
Super deep on the angle, forces the commitment and the catch. FUT are just unfalteringly good right now.
It's another situation where you almost feel like, yeah, we haven't found the entry, but you get the information there's a drifting showers. They try and pop on short, but it doesn't amount to anything. It's a 2-for-1 trade in favor of FUT. Saya, unfortunately, read on this by Atta Captain.
Yep.
And that was the only real curveball in that round, because if Saya can maybe find 1 or potentially 2 kills in spawn.
And if you're looking at it from a the FUT perspective, it's not one player doing well. All of them have done nicely. Yes, Cracks, I guess, had that opening debut. Hold on. We've got a stack coming towards B and a singular player holding it. Atta Captain is going to be in trouble. Avoided the ult for now. Does have to reveal himself to the dog, and he's dead. Sire player opens the site. This is completely free of players. It was only Atta Captain here. It was a 4-play stack towards A, expecting that short burst potentially. Ult to supplement, secure this plant. T1 finally with a shot in around.
This has to be a conversion here. Viper's Pit should make it a little more comfortable. Zeta can't let this drop. Two players from FUT actually coming back through hookah. That could apply a lot of pressure. They're desperately trying to find him.
You can see the bullets, so just whizzing past. Ban has caught Kiwi. Nice follow-up as well. Digging their heels in now. Cracks, great as he may be, this one might be too far even for him. Not gonna happen. Ban, pivotal. Saya player with the entry. They isolated that one player, took down out a captain. I mean, FUT went for a risk there, Mike. They went for the 4-1 stack.
Absolutely do, but first round for T1 to find is a Prime Gaming flawless. The back of a huge 3K from Ban. Again, another situation where with this much pressure coming back through hookah and still two players in spawn for FUT, if that pit falls, then there's 2 or 3 players that are pinched. Whether or not they drift into default inside the pipe, but that becomes really problematic for T1.
Consistency. Can they repeat? Can they find another here for T1? Going through the motions. No subtlety to this. Good call for that player to come on over. Mr. Fallen will be probably the one to respond first and foremost in a free fight, but a good trade. Crack's not going to let it slip. This time, though, the sight should be theirs. Crack's actually sticking around so long, catching them unawares. The confidence is brimming in this team, but they are being punished. A 3v3, Spike now down. T1 have been making mistakes in these. This time, they've got to handle this. Saya player in danger, but has the utility to slip away.
So 3v3 here. Operator in hand for Kiwi, almost needs a pick to open this up. Give themselves an advantage on the way back through. Paint shell won't find anything here.
This is looking good.
Yeah, T1 looking very comfortable here, Lauren.
Can't let this one slip. Beautiful from Ban. Gonna catch out a captain. Looking for the follow-up. Don't get it. Fallen's there. Finds Saya player, but Kiwi did dip away, but he's gonna go back for more. Munchkin now. A 1v2. No! How does this keep happening to them? He absolutely does have it.
Oh my God.
A T1 cannot catch a break this game. That looked unlosable.
Kiwi's halfway out the door.
He was gone.
He was gone with the operator. And Mr. Fallen finds not just the first, but the follow-up as well.
Oh, this is shocking, Mike.
We're talking about, you know, some lapses in decision-making, some of the fundamentals resulting in T1 losing rounds that felt like should wins.
Yeah.
That's another example right there.
This was what worried me in the first time they met. It wasn't the prep, it wasn't anything else, it wasn't the confidence, it was the security in the post plants, one of those fundamentals that I was hoping to see really ironed out here, but that's a bigger issue now, seeing that re-emerge. An 8-1, T1 able to get a purchase here. No ults to lean on, one away for Saya player, but Kiwi now with the challenge. Oh, it's through the smoke, and Fallen's found one. This is just obscene to watch.
You use the words brimming with confidence. Another example here. Left on Ban and Zeta to try and recover. A 2v5. I don't think FUT are going to give them even an opportunity here. Split across the map.
Oh, there's no mercy.
Yeah.
There is zero mercy in the way FUT are playing. Again, you've got to almost tame FUT to respect you at this point because they are playing hyper confident.
I mean, without this guy, you don't get any respect from FUT for the rest of this map.
None.
It's zero. They will keep swinging. I mean, players like Cracks and Kiwi, they love to swing. They love to dry swing.
That Turkish Valorant suits them well, obviously. Ban and Zeta leaning towards A. Cracks is
30 seconds left.
Mosh as well. And Ban gonna make a go of this. He's got the spike, but it's a singular mission. Cracks can kind of divide through it. Slow the roll a little. Ban needs some support here. Zeta's got to get involved in this. Trying to creep forward, but they seem all too aware of it. And look at the time, 13 seconds. Looking unlucky as that a captain slips through. It's clinical, it's precise, it's a Prime Gaming flawless to add into it. This is just an execution.
And look at FUT's ultimates as well.
Oh, they've got it all.
This opener is just wild.
This is T1's choice. Not much more to say about it than that, really, is there? That one round, that one moment, and you could argue that was because it was a single player holding that B site. There's not many positives here for T1. That timeout didn't correct. And now I think they're just floundering a little. I want to see more from them. I'd love to see what glimpses we saw. Even in Tokyo, there were moments that certainly gave me a little bit of interest in this team. Have to play some incredible opponents. again, 3 players to hold them back here. T1 playing a similar approach. I'm not going to find too much.
Concern is in some of these rounds here where FUT are actually slowing things down. There's no real aggression, no commitment towards these deep angles. Forcing the hand of T1. Nightfall going to do it a ton of work, but it's a 2 for 2.
Yeah, but look at the
molly
score
as well.
again. The molly's good, but Munchkin is still alive. And Zeta was a mile away, but he can try and make it over here now. It is essentially a 2v2 standing. Krax is on the ground. Hard to res here with Zeta in this position.
He's got good info, though.
That's absolutely true. One flash to play. Let's go down. Close flash doesn't find, so he's got to know that he's got a little bit of room to work here, but that spike is still an issue. Has to get it back to hand.
30 seconds left.
Stall there, a little bit of chip.
Still got a nade here.
Boombot going in. There's that nade coming through. Does not
Bounces out.
find Munchkin. Seeker's there, swings early. Lovely from Munchkin. Maybe the hope they needed. There's Kiwi now a 1v2, not again.
Satchel out.
Kiwi clearing the corners as he goes. And he's got a double challenge. He found one. It took heroics from Munchkin to get him a second.
Last round.
I mean, there's a world there where Kiwi
Don't need something.
can satchel out, at least clear that gap and try and recover that, but a second nonetheless for T1. The silver lining of this half, Lauren, would be a 9-3. They come into this though. Blade Storm available.
Yep.
Sire down on the Bulldog. Still got ultimates available for FUT as well.
If they get a third, it's not impossible, it's just improbable. So we wait with bated breath to see if they can maybe make something out of this one as well. Exploring towards Shower early. You can see the set piece they're clearing, but again, we saw last time around T1 actually managed to get the benefit of this one. Punishing Moj on the walkout, the flash doesn't catch, but this time Moj succeeds. So wins out basically one side of the map. Munchkin is gone, the man who went above and beyond for his side to get them their second.
Confirmation as well with no other utility or anything noted on that side of the map. A third player of FUT is committed towards this B-side hold.
There.
So plenty of time for T1. When they commit behind this initial wave of pressure.
Uh-oh. Oh no, they've got a scramble! That was the ult! They took down Ban, he just got the ult online! That could have been huge for taking the site. And Kiwi slips away. Doesn't have to overextend. This now falls down to Sire player. Zeta, Carpe, they have to be impactful. And Carpe's just got the spike. He's on the way over. They've got 3 players to clear on the site. They're being stalled out again and again. Jump spot for Kiwi, they note it. Oh dear, the C's combination. You can't escape. The brutality of this. They can't get towards the site. 20 seconds. Just gonna ult towards A just to secure it. Sire player desperate to try and find a way in. He's got a target, but he ain't got the fight. Carpe's fallen, and it's 10-2.
Heartbreaking round for T1 to have to endure, to be honest with you. Precedent set so early on from FUT, establishing control, and we've said just no respect given after that. A number of rounds where they're just brute forcing. Bit of a wake-up call for T1 on their map pick. You mentioned it as well.
Yeah, this is not looking ideal for them. 2 rounds to go into the second half here. Yes, we know that FUT have struggled on occasion on that attacking side, but there's going to need more than that. There has to be more, because this has been an execution.
Yes, it has indeed. What a dream start for FUT, though, here. They seems like they're winning everything, Mimi. They win the pistol, they win the bonus. They just keep going and keep going. It's scary right now.
And there were some tragic moments for T1 in that half. In particular, the defuses in the first few rounds were just, honestly, somewhat unacceptable from T1, right? It seems like they are just out of it in this matchup, trying to spam through the smoke. No one actually being able to check that the defuse is coming through. And just a few rounds later, it happens again. It seems like the stars are aligning in so many of these rounds for FUT.
Yeah, and it's rounds like this that really propels your momentum forward and gives you these large leads. I'm really not surprised to see the half unfold like this when you're having your buy rounds end in such tragic ways, like instant defuses, and it's just tragic mistakes coming out from T1. I really hope in the next half here that they're going to be able to step up a little bit, because I'm seeing uncharacteristic mistakes, and I'm wondering, is that the pressure? Is that that being a little like timid in situations? I'm really not sure.
I got bad news for you because FUT are stronger on the attack side, Mimi.
They're very good in this second half. And the thing is that on that other side for FUT, they looked great. So well coordinated on their retakes. It's one of these games where you just see a team where every part of their game plan is working exactly how they want it. And honestly, I wouldn't be surprised if it continues here. With this double initiator comp, their executes are really strong, but this is also a team willing to slow down that pace and find really good value with Mr. Fallen's mid-rounding.
Yeah, and speaking of how well they're coordinated on the defense, it's gonna translate into the attack as well. It's the side that needs more coordination and more micro plays to make sure you come out on top, and they're looking like they're hitting it perfectly.
Well, it's not impossible. We have seen it before. This is going to be a crucial pistol for T1, Pansy and Hypok if they want that comeback.
You're right, Sue. This would have to be a monumental half for T1 if they want to try and turn this around. 2 rounds is all they got, but maybe with the start, maybe with a bonus, it could happen. But FUT are no slouches here, Mike.
Absolutely not, and you've got to argue the momentum, the confidence for a team like FUT. They're going to come out swinging here in the second half pistol. Actually, maybe anticipating a little bit of aggression here. Waiting for the reveal to go into showers. We'll clear the space, and that might just be the green light.
Okay, so we've got Carpe with a shorty. Saya not affected by any of this util so far. They are creeping a little closer. 4 players here for T1. They've got everything they need, and now they just got to land the shots. And they've got an opportunity. Look at this from Saya player. Perfect work. 3 back-to-back, and they make a start. And a Captain and Moj now, last 2 alive, and they've got an army against them.
Carpe and Saya to take significant damage. Ban actually as well, down to 70, but need a kill, you need it early, because the spike looking relatively unrecoverable here. That's just headed all the way towards B-Long, I think just to farm up the orb.
Yeah. Not too surprising. Trying to make the best of a bad situation. What can he do, though? Quick little TP taken, so he'll be working through showers. That's going to be Ban's domain, and it remains his. Moj now. Left to die. Lovely from T1. Right, they got the pistol. I'm not going to get ahead of myself. I want to see bonus. I want to see first gun round. We have to see it all clean.
Even here, there's a chance for Saya to be spotted on the showers cross, but again, reveal used to clear that initial space into showers, and again, it didn't feel as if anybody really deep cleared Saya. Mr. Fallen running up with the spike to try and plant it, so a little bit lazy on the way in from FUT. No investment here, just classics across the board.
So this should be a nice little confidence builder. A little Eco Cobra round. Saya player could farm up for himself. So far, really only Carpe and Ban getting a couple of steps ahead on the ults. You can see them slip early towards Lamps. This is where I'm a bit worried. The flash goes through and they have no idea that there's this many players here. They slipped through, they got the punish, and they flooded the site. Unfortunately, Carpe's on the case, as is Ban, but there's still damage being done. So that was just classics. Luckily for them, Ban is on the case today, waking up here in the second half, very close to the ult as well. And identifying that problem early, hopefully they can fill that gap.
I was going to say, yeah, what's 2 Bulldogs and a Spectre carried across this, so we'll try and offset this slightly. Concern being Munchkin down to 850, I think they'll be fairly healthy behind this. A little ways away from the Blade Storm. It's one thing to really protect one of these purchases. T1 actually switching things up toward B site initially. Collection of the orb, but big info gained on the back of Krax's knife.
Yeah, just noting that Ban has come over towards that B site is going to be indicative of the 3rd player, right? Maybe not if it was Carpe, similar thing, but regardless, you can see that FUT have taken that as a bit of a green light to maybe pressure towards A a little. Zeta and Saya player, the 2 to try and hold back this approach, and patient work coming up from Fallen, not giving away the game at all, sitting very deep here. Team considering maybe a Prowler then, but timing on this, yeah, that's going to be rough. Side player has to get out of there, but he's noted the presence. Zeta can invest the utility and the stall comes in. 4 players towards A now. Good rotation from T1.
FUT almost need to capitalize on this.
I'm surprised they walk in this. Maybe
Yeah, it's
paranoid or...
a paranoid of maybe somebody drifting out of hookah, but Munchkin's tucked in deep. on the left side here. And already T1, I mean,
This is good.
the penny's dropped.
Yeah. Yeah, you can see that util from Ban coming through. This plays in Munchkin, gives himself a little bit of a window to work with, and smashes through 2. Even looks to make it a 3rd here. Flash for flash, stalling this out. 8 bullets to play with, comes out of it. Gets the shot! Stunning from Munchkin! Another round that he has been integral in for T1. And Mr. Fallen can back away from this. He's got nothing else to do, and Munchkin going a little wild here. 36 HP. He's got to be careful.
Still wants in. Respect Mr. Fallen, but the chance of the upgrade coming through. A prime gaming flawless for T1. We've already started to claw away at that lead.
Right. We talked about it. Pistol, bonus, now gun round. You know, they're converting all of this. This is beautiful because we saw a big investment from FUT there. They've managed to weather the storm. T1 have taken the necessary steps to giving us a game. Are they out of the woods? Absolutely not. There are still 10 rounds against you. But they've stopped the money building. They've kept FUT a little humble here on this attack side. They've given themselves a window to work with.
Expecting a pace change here with the purchase of Stinger and some Sheriffs. Let's try and find something towards A. Sire, revealed by the Prowler. No swing onto it just yet. Forced away by the knife, actually.
They're creeping close again. It looks like T1 going to divide the site in a different way. Towards playing kind of shower side with Ban tucked towards
Going to try the same flash
back.
towards backside again.
It might work because you've got 3
Yeah,
players looking
yeah.
this way. Here we go, there's that flash, it's caught 2. Where's the swing there? March, beautiful Sire player! The only one to do the damage, but that could have been way worse. Ban still standing, rotation from Munchkin, but can they get a plant here? Looking to take the space that they've just hard fought for. Ban backfilling this, got his own challenge to deal with as Kiwi and Fallen on the corner. Ban, oh dear, that's a gun. That's another player gone, and a man advantage now towards FUT, but the weaponry again. That rifle is in Kiwi's hands.
That's the only gun, by the way, with where the other kills came through.
Player standing.
Praxis
what?
found Zeta as well.
What is Zeta up to, taking a solo? Finally, I'm not sure if he just got pinned to it or forced to it, but Munchkin now, already position spotted, can't use that flash, has to accept his fate, dinged up, down to 5. Oh, that is not a way you want to see them come back into this if you're a T1 fan. FUT ripping it away, exploiting that same issue we saw just a moment ago.
That's actually a beautiful set piece as well. This flash,
Gorgeous.
after the drift up short, and there's no resistance on the way in, so FUT can send 3 people into lamps to play off this flash from Cracks. And the thing is, all of T1 drift towards Heaven side, towards Showers, basically waiting for FUT to push in.
Yeah.
Give them that space and FUT punish for it.
That was a very well executed Musgrove rookie there. That was genuinely very well done, and T1's starting to feel the strain a bit. Pumping the brakes now. 11-5. It's the scary part of having such a big lead on the half that you do get the buffer to play with 1 round going wrong. Oh, the cypher cam's having fun with the audience. Oh. Huh. Huh, what's that mean?
I wonder why that one's not on broadcast.
That's interesting, it's only in-house.
It's only in-house.
Huh. Just a little treat for you guys in the audience there. No one else got to see.
I saw nothing.
After the quiz, we can't get in trouble. Don't worry, we're good.
Yeah.
11-5. Sorry, Mimi, just back under the bus. 11-5. Operator out for Sire player, has got ult. We do have that snowball round though creeping up for FUT here. That's also a scary factor, right?
I'm curious where Sire, well, over towards Showers again. How deep does he really push out? Because FUT are leaning towards B side here, so
Okay.
3 members of T1 here. Well, they're just going to wall off here, try and take the orb, but the pings are coming out from FUT that indicates maybe a little bit of pressure towards this way. No confirmation on the other side.
Yes. A little in the dark, you might
Yes.
say. However, yes, the boombot will at least indicate, but Ban is feeling a little audacious standing there like that. Gets forced off the angle. You can feel that kind of pressure starting to build towards the B side. Not feeling so comfortable. Ban's utility going to give him a little bit of respite, but Cracks happy to play a little ahead though, getting a couple of steps forward. Fallen by his side, and they're not really moving away from this.
Spike not committed just yet either. 60 seconds on the clock, expecting Mods to pick that up and maybe regroup towards B here, but they need a pressure point. They need something to push onto, maybe even
There.
Try and invest some smokes towards A, this looks like.
So the flash still catches. Wingman doesn't, but it's still a notification that someone is towards B long. And this is going to be the end goal. You can now see that Moj has joined up with the rest of FUT. They are going to continue on this
30
pathway.
seconds left.
Ban is here, and lovely time to invest this. Stalls it out. They're going to have to try and play through this one. Plays in Munchkin. The ult going to be invested as well. Sees finds nothing, and they're stalled out. FUT falling a little flat here. They're going to have to burst on this one. Munchkin is blind, but he's still so damn good. Big pickup from Munchkin. Spots a third, but he's got support here. 10 seconds now. Crack's the only one standing. Oh my word, he's doing damage. 7 seconds. Can he get the plant though? 5. He's going for it. Zeta creeping closer. It's done. Lifeline for T1 with 2 alive.
And it's only the flash that makes the difference here. Operator anchoring over towards Shower for T1. They're happy to commit towards a 3-man sight hold on B. And FUT just feed into it. First flash, I think it only really connects on that player towards Elbow, and it's not fully effective on Carpe. I mean, still swings out, finds 2 regardless.
Oh, for out of captain. Couple of rifles, that's it. You're starting to see that pendulum swing, but they still have to keep such a tight grip on this for T1. One more round drop and it'd be 12 for FUT, so T1 have to keep clean. Can they fully squash the money that FUT have been trying to build up here? Munchkin with a spray. A little bit of a connection there, but Kiwi looking to maybe disrespect the smoke. I'm wondering if he dares to go
He
through
wants
this.
to.
You can see the temptation to it. Sees him, oh, excuse me, Haunt and a flash. Finds nothing close by. Ban called into attention. Pop flash goes in, doesn't find, but they're going to swing. Lovely work from the Dizzy over the top. Carpe in perfect unison. Yeah, the seize is there, but it's too little too late. Footer and Tatters and T1 have once again held off FUT.
Beautiful response here. Carpe setting things in motion. Still 3 players left for FUT though. Just going to try and find something towards long. There won't be anything. Carpe with the cleanup. 2 assists on the first. Then closes out with 3 kills of his own. 11-7 now the score, Lauren.
Yeah, they built
T1 have done the hard work.
Yeah, here we go. Getting there now. But here comes the danger round, right? And you can see, and just a note, this is going to be a FUT timeout as well because they want to talk about this. They have a really big hand to play here. Plenty of ults, 1 off from the Viper's Pit 2. Everything else is ready to go. Full purchase. So if you're talking about a hurdle, this is the next big challenge for T1. They've got a couple of their own to play with. You've got Seekers there, you've got Carpe's, you've got the knives coming out. So they've got a lot to play themselves. But this is one of the biggest challenges because you know that coach is behind the scenes talking them through the options, how to invest this, how to approach this. Because this is what we call a snowball round.
Whether or not FUT have really been sitting on just banking on this, which is... That's why I'm so curious to see the plan coming out of this. One away from the pit as well, which would be a massive tool in terms of a post-plant situation. Concern being, though, already T1 finding this much success in the second half, they have a little bit of a cushion. So they can play out a scrappy round. They do have the finances to back it up.
Tense moment now, T1. What a comeback this would be. Now, I don't want to start calling it yet because it's still a little ways off, but they're very close. If they can navigate through this round, I think it's game on. How do you feel?
I mean, FUT broke behind this as well.
Exactly, so it's like, this
It's like
is the one.
if this is the one that they pull the trigger and invest ultimates behind. Can be very concerning, but looks like FUT are going to spread.
Aggression. Aggression off the rip. T1 want to take their fate
Look at
into
this
their own
pinch.
hands. Yeah, they're pushing. They're pushing everywhere. Oh no, Zeta's fallen. Sire player, you've got to go big here. Perfect timing for it. Got caught by the ult and now gets punished by Sire player. Looks for more. Carpe by his side, trying to work in unison with Dizzy, but not going to catch. They know how deep these players are. Those seekers were used to identify this, and now the map is a totally different look to it.
I mean, T1 have got control of the spike here. FUT have to creep closer and closer, clear all this space.
Oh, the timing for Munchkin. Oh no.
Face your fear.
Terrible time to fall. Forced back slightly here, but Ban with the operator. I mean, not the player I'd expect.
He's pretty deep on short as well.
This is a hard position to play. But look at the back spacing here. Look at the backfill from Carpe. Cleared all the way through long. Yes, leaving side player a little alone on short, but that's fine. He's cleared a lot of space. So he's got to be telling Ban there's problems. Oh, Ban, they seem so confused. They don't know where it is.
He's concerned about the showers creep now as well.
But the timing on this is everything because Moj is so close by. If Carpe gets this, he's safe.
30 seconds.
Safety now until maybe he falls. Carpe's got his side. And now this plays in Ban. You still have to be good for the shots. And Kiwi's on the way. He is good for it. Ban holds him back. Plant coming in. A 2v3. Maybe those reoccurring nightmares for T1 could reappear. But this isn't the time to worry about that. But the ult is there for Ada Captain.
Mr. Fallen's in a really awkward spot as well. Molly available also for Ada Captain, so lots of stall here.
Okay, falling by the time. Got to play his life perfectly. Going to hear the
Oh
drop
my
down.
God.
How clean was that from Sire player? But Ada Captain trying to play the clock. Molly going in, ult went in. He's putting everything to this as T1 now need to take the fight. They lose the first. And then Molly's burning. Ban! He's down to nothing. He's 2 HP, but he's been taken up from it. A Sire player saving him. Defuse is there. T1 are back in the game.
What a response from T1. Another round on the board. Nightfall, Showstopper, and Orbital Strike invested. Ban, a crucial. What is that from Sire? What?
Oh, that's so good.
I mean, it looked quick from Mr. Fallen's POV, but...
Oh, here we go. Here we go. Finally getting a game between these two. And as you rightly highlighted, there was much money behind that purchase from FUT. It's down to a scrappy buy. And all looking rosy for T1 here. Pressure starting though. Sire play got to be a little careful to not overdo this because we've seen very dangerous rounds like this before when we saw that pop flash coming in. Lots of presence from that.
You see actively T1 trying to deny the space behind the wall here. Looks like might even
Beautiful.
Munchkin will be rewarded.
Toxin screen.
Looking for opportunity here. Mr. Fallen.
Where are
Trying to invest the horn just to clear through. And the angle from Ban should be good for... Ugh, bloody hell. That got a bit close, didn't it? But again, no opportunity. Denied. 4 players instantly rotating. Now, I am looking at Moj's spacing here.
Yeah.
That does give me a little worry. How close can he get to this? And now with that little bit of quiet, I guess with that wall still in place, they're not going to be too early to rotate.
30
As Moj
seconds
does
left.
have the pit as well. As soon as the smoke goes up, Sire should know.
Sire player, this is audacious. 5 HP.
He got
5
headshot
HP.
with a Sheriff.
That's... And look how deep that pit is.
It cuts off pipes completely. And FUT are actually taking a very
The
aggressive,
plant.
deep position here to plant.
3 revealed towards Heaven too. T1 are going to be put through their paces here if they want this done. Nice timing for that to happen for Sire, catching cracks through the ult. They peel away. Oh, Fallen's found Munchkin, a tap on the spike, but it's not going to draw out too much of a response just yet. The spray and the prey, it doesn't work out for Ada Captain. Sire clears through 1. That should be the pit gone. And now just Fallen, he's not got it. FUT falling and T1 staying alive, closing in towards double digits now. 9th on the board. That was a lighter buy, but T1 weathering the storm.
If Atta pins down that kill on Carpe, I believe, with the Stinger, maybe there's a chance, but T1, look at that timeline.
Look at it.
For the second half.
And it's been so hot and cold at times. We saw so many dangerous rounds creeping up through short from FUT. That lovely deep flash they were utilizing.
I mean,
but for T1 to deal with this now.
I hate to say it, but
Wow.
it needs to be this round for FUT. You look at the purchase again.
Time to explode.
Moj down at 0. 600, 700, 500 credits. They're walking the tightrope here.
But they've got the, I guess they've guessed correctly, if you want to call it that way, right? You've got the 2 players on the side. They brought over Sire player towards B long. They need to make that quick rotation here, because if FUT burst on this, they will have a favorable scenario and then some. Ult pop from Cracks, underhand flash to clear close. And this is the one they're investing everything behind. Need the plant though. And you can see how wait, man. What just happened? Was that a seize and the molly together? But Carpe and Zeta, there's still damage, but Cracks, whenever he's alive, there's still a threat. A 3v2. Sire player and Munchkin, knives are out and about. The operator not really what he wants to be depending upon. Munchkin clearing, noting the players, but only one of the two. Sire player closing in towards this. And there's a late wraparound. Moj is behind him. This has to be quick. Oh dear, Cracks is just clearing house. And now down to just one. Just about gets the knife through. The second tap on the strike. He's still going. But the heartbreak at the end was Moj backfilling the space slowly all the way around. The final line of defense keeps FUT in with a chance here.
Well, they have to convert though.
Yeah.
They absolutely have to, Lauren. Just about getting back towards the orbital strike and the knife.
So close, Mike.
Yeah. Wait, it wasn't even a seize, it was the reveal. He just took a couple of shots of spam, I think.
I thought it was the combos. Wow, okay, Cracks getting away with that sort of thing. But it took a round from Cracks, right? That wasn't easy to repeat and find again. We go back through. The flash might keep these players towards B a little longer here.
Still hasn't forced an extra player from T1 to start the round on A. Luckily, FUT don't explode here. The concern being though, Zeta's playing ahead of the wall once again. He wants to deny this opportunity to really take backside.
But he hasn't been playing this too often. A little bit of a catch on the cross, but they're still going to make it in. Carpe, no man's land. There's that high flash, and there he goes. Kiwi with the punish. They know Zeta's here. He was shooting earlier. He's been spotted. The flash. Oh, Zeta still going to take down Cracks, but that's all he can do. It falls to the three who are so far behind. And look how aggressive they're playing here. Kiwi fallen, Ban still standing, and they're moving forward. Sire player going to be clearing through showers. They know no one's there. They can identify this post plant.
They've got a snake bite and a molly to come through though, so FUT can buy some time. T1 have to be productive here, Lauren.
They got to get a move on. And the captain invested that molly is coming on down now. Sire player looking to get it towards halfway. He'll burn alive for this if he has to. Dips away, noting the player coming back through as well. Close by, Munchkin takes away the captain, but still a 2v2. Halfway on the spike, they need to get back to business. And now the 1v1. He's not moving! He's not moving!
FUT just can't drag it across the line, Lauren.
Oh.
The finest of margins.
Sire players.
And it's a cloud burst to decide it.
That is unreal. Oh. You see it here. Just couldn't get back down on time. Gets him a second afterwards. And it would be a miss to not note how bad the money is for FUT.
Yeah, I mean, we talked about it. It almost
Yep.
needed to be 2 consecutive from when we talked about it, when there was nothing left behind this.
T1 back in the game. This would be a comeback and a half. But it ain't there just yet. Another chance for FUT. They're close by. What a catch. Moj gonna find Ban trades. Carpe goes unnoted. And the damage gets done. But it's still a 3v3. Rifle in the hands of Moj. Cracks with one for himself. Carpe's fallen. Wait, Sire player, can you save him? Can you slow down the roll? No! Moj is still firing on all cylinders, leaving Zeta with their fate in his hands.
Mr. Fallen's actually going to get the plant immediately here.
He's
Zeta,
gone.
2 snake bites. That's about it.
Time for CT.
Does Mr. Fallen go all the way towards heaven here?
Might do.
They could split this. Crossfire from showers.
They're not sure on the positioning just yet. He's come back around. Zeta now. Timing could be everything. It could be heartbreak in a second. And it is so close yet so far. 13-10, the final result on map 1. But T1 almost had him.
And the round they finally get across the line. 4 pistols and Moj's saved rifle from before. Heroics from T1. But it ends in a MasterCard thrifty nonetheless. After a furious exchange along it, this was insane to watch, Lauren.
It just went back.
This was
and forth
10-2 on the half.
Just a reminder. And the way it was a 10-2, it wasn't a pretty 10-2. It wasn't a contested 10-2.